And this week, here's how to make your first date run smoothly. Practice sleight of hand skills in the months running up to the date. Reverse pickpocketing is your goal. You want to be able to slip in a pack of condoms into your date's pocket as you meet them. But most importantly, you want to slip them in so that they fall out of their pocket so that you can tell them that you feel the exact same way about using protection. Then, you grab a different brand of condom out of your own pocket and throw them on the floor as well. Reconnaissance. You need to know the bra size ahead of time. You need to know their preferred chewing gum flavour, their dog's name, as much as you can about them, and then you're going to apply that knowledge to your own life. You want them thinking that there's a sign from the Almighty himself leading your hands together. You ask them if you can guess their bra size, and then you guess it perfectly. Or, if you want to butter them up a little bit, guess a little bit higher than what they actually are. Then make sure your sister or auntie or even a female friend, if you've got ones working in the venue, and pretend to guess theirs as well, going up to them and saying, "Excuse me, are you a whatever?" But get it a little bit smaller in order to be able to inflate the ego of your date. Have their favourite chewing gum in your pocket and keep offering it to them throughout the night, making sure that you don't have any, because if you run out, then you can't offer it to them anymore. They need to know how generous you are, so just keep saying, "Do you want some, do you want some, do you want some?" Even if they've had 4 pieces, but do you want another? Because they need to know that. That's a very important thing with dating. Finally, right, have some fake certificates of adoption for a foreign donkey or some snow leopard or something that has the same name as their dog. Keep it in your pocket in an addressed envelope for when they ask, do you have any pets? And you can reveal it and say, "No way, that's the name of your dog. I grabbed this from the door on the way out of the house. What a coinky dink. Mine's called," whatever people call animals as well. Make them feel smart by using malpropisms and spoonerisms, but maybe use more malpropisms than spoonerisms, because you want them to feel slightly smarter than you, not like they're working some form of care job when they take you out to the cinema and that. So think more, a bird in the sand is worse than a bird in the bush, rather than saying something like, "I watched that Con King with Jack Black in last night." Now, if you go to the toilet, make sure to get a couple of drips of wee down your trousers, but aim them much lower than your actual penis tip so that they think you're hung like a donkey, mate. Plus, they know that you were keen to get back to the table to continue your conversation because you didn't even take the time to shake anything off. Bring some small fireworks with you. Then, if the date goes well, you can show them your pocket rocket and finish the night with a bang. If the date goes badly, you can just go and sit in a car park and let the fireworks off on your own to cheer yourself up. At the end of the meal, in the name of equality, suggest that you pay half each on the bill, but to keep it romantic, suggest that you'll pay her half of the bill. This way, she still gets a free dinner, and during the night, whilst you're ordering expensive treats for yourself, you get to look like you're a big spender, and she'll be impressed by your palate, and at the end, she'll also be impressed by your generosity and all. People tend to find it endearing when people are nervous. Shows a certain level of vulnerability. So keep getting the name wrong through the night, meaning that they'll correct you, and that should help keep the conversation flowing and help to avoid any awkward silences. Dress in all black because, it's a slimming colour. Plus, you can pretend you've come from a funeral. Have a printout of an old person's funeral leaflet with their face on and the proceedings of a mass. Explain you thought you'd have time to change, but, there was a problem with the prawn salad, so you had to make your own from scratch at the after party for people. This shows them, right, that you're religious, considerate, and you're good at solving problems. Plus, it shows you know your way around the prawn. You might even get yourself a bit of, pity sex at the end of the night as well. Just don't play up to the funeral part of it too much. You want to try and involve the waiter in as many aspects of your conversation as you can, because this shows that you're a respectful person in regards to working people. It also shows your date that you're a people person. Generally speaking, a woman hates to receive all of a man's attention, especially when that attention revolves around sex or the idea of potential relationships. So as soon as you get the opportunity to show that you aren't the only one speaking to, you're not only speaking to her because you want to have sex with her, talk to someone else in front of her as often as possible to prove that you don't think every conversation's going to lead to sex. Bring some novelty ice cubes. The novelty being that the ice cubes don't float. Then, using your sleight of hand skills, put them in your own drink. Wait a few minutes until the original ice has started to melt, and then slip off to the toilet, come back, and look at the drink and joke with them saying, oh, you didn't have to do that. Hey, if I'd known you were keen, I wouldn't have bothered wasting our time with the meal. I'm guessing you're local then. That way, it isn't you that's propositioned them so much, but you've convinced them that you're willing to have sex with them, and that'll relieve some of the tension around the date. And that's the end of this week's Here's How.